Do we dream of another world, somewhere nowhere in the sky? Do we wanna keep surviving, surviving? What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? Stay alive, we must listen, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share, we must share. For a while, one must say, the state of where is mine, the state of where is mine. And now every action say every day, no one wants to be weaker one. What's the price for the strong? Though we spill on grave or on blood, I'm right, we say I'm right. If history has taught us no lessons, it's that we need to teach our children. Will the ever be the strongest? What about music? What about children? What about eight steps and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share, we must share. For a while, one must say, the state of where is mine, the state of where is mine. Doesn't really matter who you are. Doesn't really matter where you're from. Doesn't really matter what you believe. What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? I woke up sound and strong this morning. A lot of questions on my mind. Is to you or is to me? Do we care? Do we worry about the way this world is going? About the million things I say? Do we dream of another world, somewhere nowhere in the sky? Do we wanna keep surviving, surviving? What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? Stay alive, we must listen, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share, we must share. For a while, one must say, the state of where is mine, the state of where is mine. And now every action, say every day. No one wants to be weaker, wants to rise for the strong. Though we spill on river of blood, I'm right, we say I'm right. If history has taught us no lessons, it's our need to teach our children. Will the rebel be the strongest? What about music? What about children? What about its depths and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen, Stay alive, we must share, For a while, one must say, stay where it's mine, stay where it's mine. Doesn't really matter who you are. Doesn't really matter where you're from. Doesn't really matter what you believe. D-I-A-O-G-U-E. What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? What about music? What about children? What about air steps and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share. For a while, one must say, to stay where it's mine. 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 Quest to stay alive. Stay alive, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share. For a while, one must say, stay where it's mine. Stay where it's mine. And now every action, say every day. No one wants to be weaker, wants to rise for the strong. Though we spill on river of blood, I'm right, we say I'm right. If history has taught us no lessons, it's our need to teach our children. Will the rebel be the strongest? What about music? What about children? What about air steps and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share. For a while, one must say, stay where it's mine. Doesn't really matter who you are. Doesn't really matter where you're from. Doesn't really matter what you believe. What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? What about music? What about children? What about air steps and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen, Stay alive, we must share, For a while, one must say, the state where it's mine. 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 It's mine. The state where it's mine. The state where it's mine.
Folks, welcome. I'd like to say welcome to Science and Society. If you are watching and you are just tuning in, this is Science and Society. We're always here on Tuesday and Friday, the same time, live on YouTube. Also, maybe probably you can also join us from YouTube and also on live from Innovation Lab in my personal page. So today we'll be discussing series of issue. Earlier, our colleague Madison joined us and just left. Well, Vasa, you keep sharing the live as much as you can. Share the live as much as you can. It's gonna be good. For those of you who joining us, every day we have new people joining us, coming across our videos. And for those of you who just coming across this video, this is Science and Society. We discuss only science related issues. We bring people who are knowledgeable, who are students in the area of the sciences to discuss scientific issue, to discuss issue that we know will affect Liberia tomorrow, and that we know may have some good impact on Liberia. So we are here again, and we have our brother is with us. He's going to join us today. Wilfred Saki is with us. He's going to join. I will tell you more about Wilfred. But before we can go into the show, our colleagues will be joining us. We'll read comments as the show is going on. You can also write your comments in the comment section. Just be clear if you have a question to ask on certain things we're discussing. You're going to be we'll also read your comment up so that you can be able to be part of the show anyhow. And we are full host. We are here. I think our other colleague, Size busy or something. Satamba is busy in the is busy or something in Uganda. Sawung joined from Uganda today, and so normally we have our friend and brother Satamba joining us from Uganda. So today he wrote me and said he's kind of a busy or something, got call or something. So he won't be able to join us today. So we are here today again. We're so sorry, guys. We're so sorry, guys, for not continuing the show for last week. It was headache, and sometimes it's like this. And we are students, but because of some technical issues we've been facing, that's the reason we wasn't able to continue the show as usual. So We here today on the first day of the week. Tuesday is our first day. Friday, we'll be here with another young guys again. And we have a very brilliant show. Our colleague Mohammed Sharif couldn't join us today because of some issue, but we managed to catch Wayfair with us, and he has agreed to sit with us on the platform. But before I can go to the guests, I would like to first of all emphasize on this. Please share the live as much as you can. Please do because it's very good for us. Things we're saying here, information we're giving here are very important for the Liberian public so that people who can be able to watch, more people can be able to watch. We have little, more, not too many people watching. Even though we know this is a academic show, most of the time people who have interest in this kind of platform because they think we are not here insulting people, neither discussing politics, but we're discussing things that are very beneficial to the growth and development of Liberia. So I will join my colleagues. Madison will be here to give me some rundown and his introduction, his expectation for today. Maybe today's show won't be too long because but Madison gonna give his expectation about today. Madison, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thanks to the studio guests for coming to our invite. And I so happy that we are here again and we hope to have another fruitful discussion as usual. And we're looking up to the best. And for now, we will hope to continue in a very unique way as usual. So thanks to Wefer for coming to our invite.
You know, folks say before we go to Wilfred, I
Thank
would
you
like to
again for the
say,
invitation. I appreciate it.
okay, Wilfred is a undergraduate student, but very high. He's going to be giving him come a very long story journey in his career as an emerging electronic and electrical engineer, and instead in foreign country. Today we're just going to be discussing his generally the experience and I mean the things in fee or in his fee how things gonna be like in his country. So Wayfair is with us today. Wayfair is an undergraduate student at the Fura University. He studies electrical and electronic engineering and quite I mean Liberia need we keep discussing the issue of electricity and we know Liberia need people in this area. A young guy doing a combination of these two things, electrical and electronic is two different things. I mean, you're going to be telling a little bit more about the course instead and also his inspiration in his feet. So I'll go to Wilfred. Wilfred, can you do a bit opening little introduction for us? Maybe we want to know who is Wilfred and I mean his upbringing. Can you
Okay. Uh, Before I go further with my introduction, I would like to appreciate Mohammed Kone. Uh, he's a senior brother of mine and also a Liberian scholar. I've been knowing Mohammed I think for a couple of years now. And, he has been a very good man. He's very determined and he's always fixed with scientific research and stuff. You know, he inspires me a lot. He inspires me a lot. So, but firstly, I'm Wilfred Sagi Jr. I graduated from the Magellan Institute uh, in Soul Clinic, and I'm 21 years old, and I'm currently an international student and also a electrical and electronics engineering student presently at Vedat University. Uh, First of all, uh, before I go to how my department is like, I would like to reflect. A few years ago, I would like to reflect a few years ago. When we started this journey, and it wasn't easy. We graduated from high school, and everyone was like trying to get themselves to a particular field that will fit them. And me selecting this course as a career, as something to build my career, it wasn't that easy. I had to look at it from every angle, from both the right and the left angles. So I decided to do electrical and electronics engineering because Looking at Liberia, my country, we are faced with a lot of problems, a lot of technological problems, a lot of electrical problems. Not even up to 0.5% of the country's population has access to stable electricity. So that's a very, very huge problem. Though people may not know, but that's a very huge problem. For a country that is that old. Not any country in the world that is of that age of Liberia has such a problem. Most of most of the countries with very big ages like Liberia are far developed than Liberia. So Liberia is underdeveloped when it comes to infrastructure development, medical facility, and every other aspect that you may look at. So me coming out as a STEM student, I decided to do electrical and electronics engineering to be able to build both my theoretical and practical knowledge, to be able to expand both my theoretical and practical knowledge in that field, to be able to give back to my society. So when I got the opportunity, when I got selected for the Turkish government scholarship, it was a very, very significant step in my educational sojourn. I cherished the opportunity. I cherished the moment I got the opportunity and decided to take it very seriously because of the vision that I had. So I got scholarship and I came to Turkey to study electrical and electronics engineering. But before starting my department, I had to do 1 year, Turkish language study where we learn a whole new language. It wasn't an easy task. I know everyone here can relate to that. Madison Tigo, just go through with his. It wasn't that easy. Everyone can relate to that. So
With can I think you can get me. We're gonna go to that. Basically, I'm actually we will go to that later on. This is some of the essence of some of the discussion here. The reason I thought to have you today on this platform is to motivate the younger one and also discuss this program. You benefit. I'm also benefiting from the same program. Madison is also on the same program, so that we can be able to enlighten the public on some of the benefit it come with and some of the constraint come with. Though it's not an easy thing though to do studies, this kind of study someone language and stuff. So we're gonna go to that. And I mean, I'm going to give there's a reason why I hosted you. I mean, we there's a time we have some conversations, But with I want us to talk about your coming from high school. How have you been? Like, I got information that you got a very good grades when you was in back in high school. I
when
mean,
I was in high school, yeah,
I spoke to a big brother of mine who worked with Aslo Meta. That what is his name? Wayne, Mr.
that
Wayne,
was one,
Darius
Mr.
Wayne.
That was one.
Yeah, yes. And that was said to me, Weaver is a good, I mean, very very good guy, and he's actually doing well in his field. And I mean, he actually because he taught him mathematics, I think mathematics or something
Yeah,
before.
he taught
Yeah.
me mathematics Denver. He's my former
Okay.
teacher. He's a very
Okay.
strong guy.
Okay. So can you say something about when you're back in high school and what are some of the things you are actually involved with?
Okay, for me, back in high school, I was involved into quizzing, debate, and also high school politics. I don't want to exclude that. I was also involved into high school politics, but when it comes to quizzing, I was very good, and I was also an A student. You know, one thing when we look at young people who are coming up with vision, when you are in high school, you have to get yourself engaged into extracurricular activities. Academic extra academic curricular activities. Once you get engaged with these activities, it helps you. You know, it builds your social and intellectual ability. You can be able to think most especially when it comes to speaking of a particular topic, you can be able to relate. But I was in high school and I was doing quizzing. We used to study our coach used to give us 100 questions each, and we had to burn the candle all night, making sure that we know these questions so that we can be able to perform. So I'm not cringe to the educational race. I've been into this thing ever since kindergarten. I've been a good student.
With I mean, before Amazing can come in, I mean, how are you? I mean, I know I'm a bit proud of you. We were selected the same kind of year before coming to Turkey. We're going to discuss our experience in Turkey here over the time. And there's this platform is a very big platform now. There are a lot of people who watch. I mean, how do you feel of yourself being, I mean, during your year of the selection of the Turkey government scholarship, you were selected as, I mean, you guys were only two undergraduate students that were selected from Liberia on the Turkish government scholarship. How did it happen? I mean, do you have any connection with the Turkish government, or I mean, how did this actually suddenly happen like that? That I mean, you and Mohammed Sharif was the only person who was selected that year, and
Yeah,
how okay.
like for me, like I'm not part of the committee that does the selection for Turkey Postgraduate Scholarship. So like such a question, I don't know how I can be able to like to give an answer to such question. But uh, if you ask me, on the other hand, I would say because of maybe a very good application, also based on your high school grades, your high school maths, and also based on the on how well you perform during your national exam. So these are common factors that may like hinder your application. So once you
Okay,
have
with
like good results from high school,
who,
you have good like results from national exam, and also a very good essay, and also you should be able to convince like the interviewer during the interview why you need scholarship. You should be able to give reasons, and your reasons should be convincing but convincing.
I will come back to you. Let me go to Madison if Madison had any questions for you. But I mean, it should be an interactive discussion like was, and I know the kind of way you approach things, and you coming up as a young scholar we met on our way to Turkey way back, and you've been the only undergraduate student. Some of us have bachelor degree already, and I was like, how will we manage with this language? How will he manage? I didn't know that the language barrier could even affect some of us, and even whether could even be good in the language than us. But we discussed that issue about the language. Those of the people who come in to study in Turkey, how they can be able to cope with it. But we'll also dive into your career. You want to go into electrical and electronic engineering, or something that I see I see passion in. I also inspire when I call in this school because we call it two in one. You do electrical and also electronic. I mean, the guy can fit anywhere he want to fit in. So we go to Madison.
Mohammed. So for now, there is no. I mean, the questions will come later. The questions are many. They will come later. But I actually want to commend Wilfred being the first Liberian, one of the few Liberian outside trying to maneuver their way into improving their educational status, coming from the kind of experiences we've had back home. I actually want to commend Wilfred for what he did for we Liberian in the city, because Wilfred and I, we are in the same city and we are in the same university. Wilfred being the
Wow.
first Liberian to come in LSA to pave the way for Liberian students who are still coming is actually something that is commendable, and I must appreciate Wilfred for that. And let's take a reflection of Wilfred experiences back in Liberia. From what he just said, is actually enticing, such that a young man from down the line in high school engaging himself into student politics, and also linking yourself with the academic improvements such as quizzing and that of our debate is something that is commendable. And I can admit, and I can, let's say, trust Wilfred and put my neck on the chopping board. That Wilfred is one of the few Liberian students outside striving to make our country proud, and he's actually doing well here.
Thank you, Madison.
Thank you very much, bro. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Madison.
it.
Thank you for this. But before we let go, let me take you back to let's go back. How can you compare the education system in abroad. You studying an undergraduate in Turkey and also an undergraduate in at the university. You, I don't know if you ever attend any university back in Liberia, but in
Of course,
general,
I started school at the University of Liberia. I think like
okay,
3 months before I came to Turkey. I think two or
okay,
three months.
so you're gonna give your 3 month experience because I guess it was the engineering faculty
Of course.
you was attending yet then. So you want to give your, I mean, your experience and also that of the experience at the university you study now, your 3 month experience and also the high school experiences. How can you reconcile these things, and how is it like to you?
Okay, like if I'm asked like to compare like the two systems, I started school at the University of Liberia like 3 months before coming to Turkey. Like we know like Liberia, like we have like facility problems, like we don't have like laboratory materials, like our labs are not up to standard, and also like the learning environment is not so conducive. It doesn't favor like every student. Though like other students might be able to like to manage and just maneuver, but like other students won't be able to fit in because of the system. The system is so difficult. But now, if you come to the academic aspect, I will tell you that like our system is harder than the system. When it comes to like the materials, when it comes to the exams, our system is so it's like it's more difficult than the system here. For the system here, like it has been like structured in a way that like every student is able to fit in and every student can relate. You understand? Like the instructors, like the way they present the lessons, like you look at the facilities, you'll be everything you see, everything they tell you about, you'll be able to like see them. Like if you are doing like a very practical course, you'll be able to like practice these things. You go to the lab, be able to touch them, be able to feel them, and be able to see like how and be able to know like how these things work. You know, so like much more, but the system here is better because like the thing is, scientists like they work so hard to make sure that everything is simpler but not simplest. So if the system is simpler, that means it's good. The system is simpler and also like it favors every student. Every student can be able to like understand, can be able to learn. No one is being left behind. Then that system is better. You know, and also, if you look at the system here, you look at the instructors, you look at the professors. Professors here are more qualified than professors from Liberia.
Which are you getting us?
So, are you getting
Are
me?
you getting? Yeah, I'm getting you. You can go ahead.
Hello,
Yeah, I'm getting you. Can go ahead.
hello.
We getting you.
Yes, I'm
I
getting
don't
you.
know.
So like
Yeah.
professors here are more qualified than professors like
Wow. Wow. So I mean, I think we're very facing a little bit of internet issue. Okay, you okay now? You okay now? So
okay, I'm
you
okay.
know,
I'm okay.
yeah, yeah. When you say the professors back home are not qualified, then they are less qualified than that of the professors here in Turkey. I mean, it's something that I know because you know this, even though we are into our most of these professors also have Liberia. But the reason we thought to ask you because you have more classes as an undergraduate student or
Yes.
studying, yeah, so you have more classes. You interact with most of these professors and their way of teaching. So how can you I mean, because we keep getting this news from Liberia, you know, with every time someone calls me, they want to apply for scholarship, the first thing that come to their mind is that I don't want to come to Turkey because they're not giving reasons that are actually durable for someone to not come to a country, but they keep saying one Turkey is Islamic country, and the Turkey is a racist. And you being a Christian, also you are a Christian, and how is your classroom environment like? Are people being racist? Are people? I mean, sometimes the friends telling you, "Don't sit by me, don't sit this direction like this," in class.
No, 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 no. If you ask me now, it's like Turkish people are very kind. The only problem I have with Turkish people, like they ask silly questions sometimes. But when it comes to like hospitality, they are hospitable people. You know, yeah, they are good people. They are kind, and most especially like for the youth, like the young guys. You know, they always want to be around us. They'll come to make fun. You know, we talk. And when it comes to like the classroom, for me, like I'm not the type of guy that always talking. You know, I just go to class, sit, try to like understand because the thing is like I've been studying like in English all my life. So now like studying in a whole different language is kind of like it's very stressful. Bro. It's very stressful. Sometimes
So
it will be stressful at the
Refer,
same time. You just want to
you
quit,
know,
but
yeah, this is something that I have interest in. You actually getting a kind of blow. Like when I say the more weight is because of the you studying in a different kind of language, even though we all do same one way or other. There are some of our colleagues who study English here, and some of our days on classes in languages. But you actually have the more weight because you have more classes to go to, and up to now you still going, you know. So and coming during the time of us coming, I mean, I didn't, the two of us didn't know anything in Turkish. Now we, even
of
though we
course,
speak Turkish, but how did you manage? Because I remember I can say to people on this live that you was actually one of the best. I mean, among, or in fact, I was very slow in learning in learning Turkish because something, I mean, I already speak my mother language, my mom, my dad language, coming to English and also combining these two languages. It was very tough for me to I mean to have different kind of language adding to my brain again, and looking as someone who already did from her, I mean, I graduated with a bachelor degree. I was doing, I mean, something imparting knowledge into society in Liberia. And so, how did you really manage to capture this? I mean, because you are more fluent than, I mean, every one of on this platform. That's the secret, but in the
I
language.
was I was more fluent. Now like I can tell you like for free that my Turkish has declined. Reason is, when we started learning Turkish, we were we were more interested, because it was a new language. Everyone wanted to learn, wanted to like, go at least go online, try to write something in Turkish. Like, so we were more interested. We were anxious, and we used to go out, like talk to people, try speaking the language. For me, like how I let me tell you how I improved my Turkish. During the earthquake, I had to go to another city. When I went to another city, like everything was online now. So I started talking to people. I used to go to the football pitch with my friends. We speak Turkish. We talk. We used to talk for more than like 2 3 hours. So I was able to have improved my Turkish. But let me tell you something for Turkish. Like sometimes when we go to like to Tomer, like they teach us how
The
to
language
speak the
center.
language. Yeah, they teach
Okay.
us how to speak the language. Just for communication. And then like after the language study, after JB, we we then be able to like learn academic Turkish. Like learning Turkish like just for communication is not so difficult, but academic Turkish is the problem. When I went to school to Turkish to Tamer, like to the language center, I graduated with a, and I was satisfied. I was certified now as a Turkish speaker. When I went to class for the first time, like for 2 hours, I didn't understand anything. So from that moment, I realized that academic Turkish is different from the Turkish we learn at Tomet. Because like in the classroom, the teacher will be able will use more like professional words. He will use words that are related to a particular fee. So like you just coming from like from learning Turkish language, like from the language center, you won't be able to relate. So from that moment, I realized that I have more work to do. So when I came home, I started practicing. I started like researching on Turkish words relating to my field study. You know, that's how I was able to catch up. But overall, like
With,
it was a very great experience, I must say.
so looking at the experiences that you got, like, I mean, from one point in time, I personally wanted to go back to Liberia, and I was thinking Wilfred is not thinking this way? Why Madison is not thinking this way? So why you didn't just go back to Liberia? Because I mean, one may say this is not what I signed for. I came here to learn, to just learn my course and go back. You know, where am I? I don't have to be here. But how did you really manage to make your way through?
Now, like I will highlight like a few things. Number one, I'm gonna highlight like tolerance, and number two, I'm gonna highlight resilience, and number three, I'm gonna highlight determination. You see these three things, like if you are tolerant, if you are resilient, and if you are determined, like nothing can easily stop you. You, if you have these three weapons, like you'll always be able to penetrate any barrier. You'll be able to face the challenges because like challenges are meant to be, really, because I believe that challenges prepare us like for the future to be able to face. Let me tell you something, like in high school the challenges we face, they are not the same challenges we face at the university level. So like for every level you meet difficult challenges. So once you are determined and like you are you are resilient, you will be able to withstand any challenge. And now let me relate it to our society. Look at me, coming from Liberia. I've been praying and wishing for such an opportunity. Now I've been given the opportunity. Now imagine, like in Liberia, there were a lot of people that applied for the scholarship. Now I won the scholarship. Let me tell you something. It's not about us having the opportunity, but it's about how other people will feel when we are misusing the opportunity that they long for. You understand? So we all we look at it like from the right and also the left side. Now I've been given this opportunity. I want to make like a very good use of this opportunity because I don't want to lose it, and I don't want for other people to feel bad when I misuse the opportunity. So that's why we try to like do everything possible to make sure that we stay in line.
When you say resilient, I agree with all the point you actually described. And one of the addition to that could be, for me, my situation was actually a situation where I have passion for the thing I came to do, because I was basically in the pharmacy program there at Liberia. But this is something I didn't have passion for. To be frank, I didn't want to go to. Everyone who connected to me one way or other knew that I'm not actually someone a man that is actually passionate about a clinical science. I was basically passionate about my in my late
The
lab and
research,
doing research, and that
the
can be able
research.
to benefit my country. and and so everyone knew me from the industrial perspective, how I can be able to think and solve problem. So the thing was, when I came up here, similar case you face was, I mean, I can go back again to Liberia because this is a program that I actually is a fully funded and being given pay every month. I have to get in and I have food to eat. So why would I go back? I just have to put in more time seeing people who even speak different languages here with me. So I'm like, I'm not extra from these people. I think we can cope with this and be able to see how we can be able to find out. Because if I go back to Liberia, I mean, it's gonna take 1 year or 2 years before I find another opportunity again. Because but then I've already turned down off the opportunity I had, because I actually won at the T scholarship then, but I turned this scholarship down because I was already in Turkey. So how will I go back there? I can't do any of this thing because my life will be like 2 years short than 1 year. So I said, okay, I can make this. And knowing fully well friends have already discouraged me. So it's
Like
something that
likewise, like what you
yeah.
were saying. Like the last time I was discussing with one of my friends, and he was like, "Bro, let's assume you get a scholarship to America. Will you go?" And then I told him no. He was laughing. He was like, "Bro," he was shocked. He was like, "Bro, to America?" I was like, "Bro, I wouldn't go." You know, he asked me why you wouldn't go. I was like, "Bro, let me tell you something. Like, I'm passionate about what I'm doing. Number one, uh, I told myself that I must get a degree, be a bachelor, master, whatever. I must get a degree. If it's just a degree, no problem. Now, like, and also I look at time. Time is very crucial for young people, but we don't understand. Time is very important. You should be able to use your time wisely. Now, I graduated from high school in, like, let's say 2021. You know, I applied to the University of Liberia. It took me 1 year to get enrolled. Now, I started school at the University of Liberia. Like, I started my first semester. Now, I got this scholarship. I had to, like, leave everything. Now I came here. I studied for 1 year. Now, after studying, I went to class for the first time, and I discovered that it's so difficult. So, do you expect me to abort everything and go back to Liberia, bro? Let's think about what other people may think. Let's think about how other people will look at you. They will look at you as a coward, bro.
Let
You are
yeah,
scared.
okay.
You are not. You are not. You are not yet ready to face life. You understand? And we look at our system like Liberia. If you want to do engineering at the University of Liberia, you should be calculating something like 6 to 7 years. Up to now, the university hasn't opened. They're having some administrative problems. So we look at all these, like, all indicating factors. Like, it's glaring. It's clear that if you go back to Liberia, it's going to take you additional maybe 6 to 7 years to get a bachelor degree in electrical engineering, because the indications are there. We are seeing it every now and then. Like, we see people protesting, we see problems arising from every angle of the country. Problems
Hope
are
that
there.
we saw
So
hope
that's
that
why
we
we
pray
are
this
out here
we
with
pray,
this.
yeah, we pray that this problem uh you know we hope that this problem will be solved one day for our people back in Liberia. We'll go to Mazin. Mazin, you have anything to say?
Yeah, Mohammed, I actually want to ask a question, and I think this question might be very important to our students back who want to come to Turkey or other country in search of quality education. We can say quote unquote quality education. And the question is just centered around this entire issue about language. Now, it is possible that a student from Liberia want to go to other country to get higher education, or maybe an undergraduate, and then that student might be, let's say, compare. It might be a matter of compulsion that that student is required to learn the language that is related to that setting in order to get that education he or she is seeking for. So we all have come to Turkey, and then we have had our own experience about the issue about language, in terms of language barrier. We've learned Turkish language, and quote unquote, I'm of the conviction that there is an advantage in learning another man language in terms of in an academic field. And then if you ask me, I will have a different explanation of my experience and how it tend to impact me, or what advantage it gave me. Now, to Wilfred, as an undergraduate student, Wilfred, a Liberian student in Liberia want
Yes.
to come to Turkey, or the student want to go to another country. What advantage have you gotten as a student who came here, learn Turkish language? What is the advantage in learning another language that is not your mother tongue, or that is not an official language of your country? Could you share your experience, or could you share any other advantage that is attached to learning a different language in an academic setting that could probably help a student from Liberia, or maybe motivate a student that I want to go to this country, I want to go to this country, and just in case I meet another language there, how can I maneuver my way?
Now, like, I think your question is two into one. Uh, I I can highlight, like, two questions from your question.
He's
Now, you said what is the advantage of learning a new language? I think that's one question. And also, before then, before that, you said what's the advantage of learning outside your country, right? In another country. I think you said something like that. Now, I'm going
Sure.
to I'm going to answer your question one by one. Are you getting me, Madison? Are you there?
we are getting Wilfred.
I'm getting you.
Can
I'm getting
Unmute
you. I'm getting
yourself.
you. I'm getting you. I'm getting you, Wilfred. You can go on.
Okay. Now, like studying outside a country, most especially in a more developed country, in a country where the education system is advanced. Now, I will first highlight like courses like electrical engineering, let's say engineering, like applied sciences, and also we look at like sciences, like maybe biology, chemistry, and other courses. For biology and sciences, at least you'll be exposed to laboratory materials, to laboratory facilities. You'll be able to learn how to operate these machines, and also like your practical knowledge will be expanded. You understand, as compared to Liberia, because like when it comes to like to the sciences, maybe like for biology, for molecular biology, you need to be exposed to research strategies, some of the strategies that are used in research, and also you have to be exposed to the equipment, to the apparatus that are used to conduct certain research. You understand? And in Liberia, we don't have these materials, these apparatus. We don't have like up to standard laboratories, so you won't be able to like have like more practical knowledge. Most of what you're going to learn is going to be theoretical, and that is not enough for a person who trying to like become an expert in any of the sciences. Now, when it comes to engineering, be it like electrical, electronics engineering, civil engineering, uh, energy systems, and you name them. Now, for engineering, you will get like adequate theoretical knowledge, and also you'll be able to get like uh, good practical knowledge, because you'll be able to do your internship at good like companies. You know, you'll be able to see these things. You'll be able to like get exposed to the application of it. Now, let me relate it to my field of study. Now, for me, I'm doing like two sub branches into one, because like electrical engineering is a sub branch of engineering, and that of electronics engineering is another sub branch of engineering. Now, these two like branches are being combined, so to make a one course. So for me, like I will have to do like two internships. That is one internship for electrical engineering and one internship for electronics. So you see how I'm building my practical knowledge. I will be exposed to this stuff. When I graduate, I will already know like how electrical and electronics engineering like is being applied. I will know the application. So that's just the important. But when it comes to the theoretical, it's pretty much the same, because like if you go to Liberia, if they say science is the study of living and non-living, in Turkey it's the same thing. So for the theoretical aspect, it remains the same. But when it comes to the practical aspect, like the practical knowledge, that's when like you find other countries like going above our country, or like any other African countries. And also like one reason again I'm gonna like recommend that you study outside is because of the degree. Most universities here are recognized. Most of the universities here are recognized. You won't even believe that like I think few months ago, like one student from Liberia came to Turkey. He came with a bachelor's of science degree, I think in RT or something like that. And then like they didn't enroll him because like his degree is not recognized. They don't even know his university. So he had to go back to Liberia. All the money he spent was wasted. So these
Yes.
are some of the reasons why we encourage students to study abroad.
You
And
know, and also,
when it comes to
me, mhm.
I want to hit the other question. I know.
Yeah.
Like
You can go ahead.
now, when it comes to learning another language, the importance or the advantage of learning another language is just simple. Now you'll be able to relate to people in other society. Now for Turkey, you have already learned Turkish. You are able to move anywhere. You are able to go anywhere, and also like it's good like to get exposed to other culture. Once you are exposed to other culture, like there are many things you're gonna learn. Now, like For people who are just like in Turkey, all they know that everywhere in the world, everyone is Muslim. So that's why when you come here, like, are you Christian? Like, you be Muslim, be Muslim, be Muslim. But if you are exposed to like other society, to other culture, you will know that people have different mindsets. People have different beliefs. It's not possible or it's not necessary that I believe in what you believe. You understand? So the importance of the language is just to like uh expand your social knowledge, because learning other languages is like that's a social knowledge. You can be able to work as a translator. Maybe when you come back to Liberia, you can be able to work at a Turkish company, and even you can work outside your field of study.
I think to my same question, that is very important because with the issue of the language issue, my view about that is that some we're getting when being a Turkish alumni, sometimes you may be able to uh I mean do one or two things back home when you go back to your country to Liberia. Because one thing I know about Turkish people is that they everything they're doing they trust their alumni. So everywhere their alumni are, so if they have even a sweeping job, I mean they will prefer their alumni to that particular country than an alumni for different program. So if you you as an alumni of the the Turkish YTB or what council university you graduated from, and you in Liberia, you are a Liberian and you going for a job to a Turkish company, they will prefer you because the fact that you can relate with their culture. Because I mean, we kind of about learning everything. The three of us know this that we came here. We have to learn how to even eat their food. We have to learn how to speak their languages. So everywhere they work, they will say, okay, I mean, when we're from where I mean, we don't you don't have to eat separated from us. We all will eat the same kind of food. And so at the end of the day, they will prefer working with welfare engineer welfare than different person, you know. So I will read the comment before I go to Madison. If you have any other question to ask, folks, if you are just watching, this is Science in Society. We always here on Tuesday and Friday. We are here. Wilfred is thinking of us on here. He's Wilfred. Saki is an undergraduate student reading electrical and electronic engineering at the Fura University. Fura University, I think it's in Central Turkey, or yeah, it should be Central Turkey. One of the coders said this. So he's with us here today. If you are just watching, probably you have a comment. You can we're going to read your comment. We have a couple of people watching us. Yaman David say, keep up the one of our former guests here. She said, keep up the good work, Mohammed. Kone, I admire your resilience and passion for science. I see you, Scarlett Wilfred. So I didn't know she know you too. So Wilfred, I didn't know Yaman also know you too. So Abraham Sua is watching, and also Abbas is also watching. Moaz Ravin, our friend from Turkey, is saying good evening. And so yeah, he's also watching.
That's my friend. That's my friend. Bro, thank you for following us, bro. Thank you for following us. I appreciate it.
Y- Yeah, so on the other live,
The Sheikh
Anju
Kalash.
yeah, Anju Pomo is watching from Anju Pomo is watching from Zozo, Lofa County. Eric Stomo is also watching. Hope that the alternative you radio is have already agreed. They're also going to be carrying our program live on the alternative you radio. I said we have some agreement that we didn't come up to. Maybe some months from now, we're gonna also be on 20U radio in Zozo. It also covers some part of Nimba and also Pon. So we have Enjoy is watching, and also Mama is saying hi guys. Mama is saying hi guys. Okay, it's Mama. So we have a couple of guys watching us already here. And another comment here is another person is saying Charlie P. Sege is saying I'm following from China. Great to see you, Wilfred. I hosted him once at a spoon. So, and Marilyn Saki is saying good evening. So, I mean, Wilfred, I mean, you have a lot of commendation from the live stream.
Yeah.
And to be frank, you know, this platform is a science platform. Wilfred was one of the, I mean, brain behind some of these things we're doing here because we were just sitting one time somewhere in Turkey and discussing about how we can be able to impact Liberia back in Wayfair was one of the guys behind, even though he's been busy. Talent, reading undergraduate in Turkey is very tough. It's very much tough than even masters. You can see it. Even both studies are tough, but undergraduate is more tough because you have no excuse. You have to develop and go as far the meaning you fighting language and also fighting the course at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's also it's two things in one. So I'll go to Mazin. Mazin, do you have any other question to ask?
Mommy, I have a question, but this is not now related to the issue about language barrier and so forth. So my question to Wilfred will be directed to his field of study,
Yes, sir.
particularly based on electronics and electrical engineering. And when looking at the two words, to me, though I'm not a student of electrical and electronics engineering, right? But I'm sensing that these are separate branches of engineering being combined on one umbrella to be studied. And then looking at that, it seems to be a very wide field of study. So, Wilfred, could you mind telling us you telling us your host and also the audience, is there any difference existing in between these two courses that you combine and you are currently studying? Is there any difference in
Like
electronics and that of electronic engineering?
there are more there are many similarities than difference. You understand? Like like when we talk about electrical engineering, it has to do with electricity. It uses electricity. It's a branch of science that is a branch of engineering that uses electricity. Electronics engineering also uses electricity. But when we look at electrical engineering has to do with the fabrication and maintenance of systems that use electricity. Basically, it has to do with complex systems. It has to do with the generation of electricity, that is hydropower, uh, hydropower, solar power, and also like we have what we call like we have nuclear plants as well. But it's basically has to do with hydropower and solar power. Now it also has to do with the transmission of electricity, of electrical power, and it also has to do with the distribution. So like these three like sub branches, which is the generation of electricity, the transmission of electricity, and the distribution of electricity, they all fall under electrical engineering. And also their maintenance as well. They also fall under engineering. But now, if we look at electronics engineering has to do with the design, the fabrication, and the application of electronic devices. Now we have the phones, we have the radios, we have the let's say the lights, the computers, we have robots. These are all electronic devices. They all use electricity, but now like they are sub branches. So electronic has to do with components. Like it also has to do with the production of smaller components like sensors, but they all fall under electronics engineering. So generally, you can say electronics engineering has to do with the design, the fabrication, and the application of electronic devices. So if you combine everything, you can just give a one definition by saying like electrical and electronic engineering has to do with the fabrication and maintenance of complex electrical systems and also the design and fabrication of electronic devices. I hope my answer is clear.
Yeah, so yeah, you can unmute yourself on Mazin. You are muted.
Okay, okay. So I just want to get that clarity as a student outside of electrical
Yeah,
engineering, because looking at the two courses, they appear a bit different, and then you just made it clarity that though there exists a
yeah, they have
different,
many
but
similarities.
the similarity seems to be more clear. So thanks for that answer.
Yeah, so I mean, let me go back to the live stream to read some of this
Yeah,
comment.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I got
Like there are a
uh
few branches that actually revolve around the same thing. You see, like mechatronics engineer, you see mechatronics engineer, you see electrical engineering, you see electronics engineering, you see energy systems. These are sub branches of okay.
you can go ahead. You are saying something with her? Are you there? Can you get me, Wafer? Can you get me? Are you getting me, Wafer? Hello?
Yeah, I'm saying like, engineering is a very like, yeah, I'm
Okay. Wow. He's kind of off, and hope that he will be here with us again. The system is sometimes giving parent. That's the issue of I don't know. Is it the internet issue, or probably the software we're using? Sometimes it's always giving an issue. But I think Wafer will come back on. But we from the live stream from the live here we see Emmanuel Harris. Emmanuel say I'm following from Liberia, so clean. Great move. Keep doing your thing, sir. And also we having Dr. Mahmoud Dupe. Dr. Dupe is watching one of our
sorry,
support system here.
sorry.
Dr.
I think
Yeah, okay.
there
You are
was
good
a
now, yeah,
little
but yeah, Dr. Ducle is saying great presentation. Thanks, guys. Watching from Phoebe Hospital compound in Suakoko, Township, Bon County. And Marilyn Saki is saying great job, guys. So we thank you for for all the commendation. You can send in your question from the live just read. We're going to read out to you. Sorry today, we normally read WhatsApp number sometime, but sometimes we read the number people doesn't call. So welcome to This is Science and Society, and we always there on Tuesday and Friday. Wilfred is a librarian student. We just discussing, this is just a roundtable discussion that we're having today, knowing for the way
something
he's,
fast.
yeah, he's a student, but discussing some of his experience back, uh, going to roughly about 3 years now. He going to 3 years in Turkey here. Some of the experience we've been having. I remember we met after 1 year, right? After 1 year, when we came here after 1 year, we met. So that's the funny thing. Malaysia and
Yeah,
myself,
we
we have never met before, and this is something that something. So how is it like? I remember one point in time. I don't know, but you care to know about this issue of? I remember one point in time you were telling me you was awarded the Erasmus exchange program, and how did that actually go?
oh like, you know, I think it was like last academic year, right? I got accepted, but due to some reasons, I wasn't given a visa. You know,
Okay,
due to some reasons, best known to the embassy. But I'm looking
okay,
forward to applying again. This time
okay.
around, I'm hopeful that I'm gonna get all of the process done, and maybe I'll be a beneficiary of the program.
Wilfred, as a young person, how where do you hope to see yourself in the future to come to Liberia development in the future to come in your field? While your prosper, your inspiration, where do you hope to see yourself in the future to come for Liberia?
For me, like I already told you, like I'm more concerned about the practical aspect of my field than that of the theoretical. So I think what that is singling is that I want to get more practical knowledge to be able to go back to Liberia and be able to contribute to the electrical system or the electricity sector in our country. And I'm very sure, and I'm very hopeful that I'm going to play a very key role when it comes to the improvement of our sector, most especially the electricity. Now I'm doing like electrical and electronics engineering, so that means I can work in the industrial sector. I can work in the medical sector. I can work in the transportation areas because electrical and electronics engineering is not just a limited like field of study, but it plays a very very key role when it comes to uh, when it comes to our development. You know, it plays a very key role. Let me just generalize it. Technology. Technology plays a very significant role in the progress and development of every country by leading our national development and also providing basic social economic needs. So technology is very important. So in few years, I see myself being like someone like enormous, someone very big, and I see myself playing a very, very momentous role in the development of my country. Yeah,
So I mean, because like most people come to study, sometimes they don't think about going back to their country, knowing for the where. I mean, being specific, the kind of course you study is something that Liberia actually need. We actually, because nowadays we into hiring people also for Liberia engineers, who people who are into electrical engineer. We have to take them from neighboring countries like Ghana and other countries to come in order to be able to work in our sector, because the bigger excuse we get from most of the time our leader is that we don't have the manpower or the qualified people to do the work, and these are some of the reasons I actually asked this question. It's something that is very, very
yeah,
important to, yeah, it's
that's
right.
a very big gap. That is a very big gap. That's why we are out here, bro. That's why we are out here gaining knowledge, and hopefully we are gonna uh, we are gonna serve as a bridge between the future of the country and that gap. You know, so we're gonna serve as
Ma-
a bridge.
Madison, do you have anything to say to Wayfair?
Mohammed, like you just rightly said, Weber is one of the few Liberians, in fact, that we will need tomorrow in terms of our electricity system or sector, as we can see. One thing I want to say to Weber is that I'm quoting directly from one of our senior brothers in Liberia, my impression of how do you say Martin Corley. One time I followed one of Martin posts, and Martin made it very clear that everything you learn currently as a person tomorrow, what you learn currently will have an important tomorrow, and which is very clear. And I can say clearly to Weaver here that what he learning here today in Turkey, with all of the theoretical and all of the practical experience you will have here tomorrow, maybe will be highly needed in our society, and we must commend him for what he's doing.
By the way, I don't know. I want to ask this question. Hope that we'll have some, maybe probably with different time we'll have a forum where I will bring other people who are benefiting from the Turkey scholarship. In January, the Turkey scholarship application will come up, so we'll use this platform sometime to be able to those of the Liberian students who are watching, because you actually benefited from the undergraduate folks, and the undergraduate application is very, very much tough. It's something that the selection process is very much competitive. So, and sometimes we'll bring the other guys on, you and Malice, myself, and the other guys who are who also here. They will be here before the 1 month before the application, and then the last day of the last week of the application, so that we can be able to explain to people some of the secrets in the application process. It will be very important to that. But to be frank, I think I mean, I'm so proud of you, Wilfred, because uh, still standing the test of time. You and the guy Mohammed Sharif. Mohammed is also doing agricultural economics. And this is something I actually wanted this discussion to be a very big roundtable discussion today, because he's also in the area of agricultural economy, something that we can actually hear people even studying like very too much. And he said undergraduate. I know about one other person studying two person now studying masters from Liberia here, and he's studying undergraduate, and coming from the undergraduate level. The other guys just started from master, but for him, he coming from the
Yeah,
Liberia now. We're talking about our country going back to agriculture. We have to improve the agriculture sector, and so we need to have him on today. But from all indication, Wilfred, do you really are you confident that we'll have a better education system, like for all of the things you explained today here?
of course, bro. I'm so confident. The thing is, like, we are preparing for that. We are preparing for that. We have people preparing for that. And like, the most important thing is preparation. You know, if you want to achieve something, you have to prepare for it. You have to prepare to achieve it. You have to work. You have to strive. And from all indications, we can see that Liberian students are striving. Like, let's say Liberians generally, we are striving because we are striving to make sure that we achieve. So if you have, like, let's say like 200 Liberians out here studying. If they graduate, like approximately 100 Liberian students will be able to go back to Liberia, contribute. So that's a very huge number. Imagine 100 qualified Liberians going back to Liberia to contribute to the society, bro. That's a very huge step. That's a very significant step now in our infrastructure development or in our societal development. Let me say.
How do you, I mean, everyone craft on electricity in Liberia. How do you look at the importance of electricity to a country? I mean, I know for sure, but if I may ask you, what kinds of benefit these things may bring to our country if we start to have a stable electricity in Liberia, and highlighting to countries like even Turkey, have you experiencing the kind of stability of electricity here over the time? And in terms of economic growth, what are some of the things we're going to experience as a country if we have a stable electricity, people at work, you know, occasionally when you have a shock in this wire, you have electrician running there to go and repair this particular wire so that that community can be able to get stable electricity.
That's a very good question. Like I've been waiting for such a question, really. Now, if we talk about the importance of electricity in our society, bro, it's glaring. Everyone can see it. We know that electricity is very key. Is very crucial when it comes to the progress and development of any country. Because like uh, it leads national development. You know, electricity leads national development because electricity like contributes to the improvement of almost every sector. Now, if we look at the medical areas, we look at the agricultural area, we look at transportation, we look at industrial areas. Like for the industrial area, we need electricity to be able to run the machineries efficiently. You know, so with stable electricity, we can be able to have how do you call better production. We can be able to have like quality produced goods, and we can be able to. That means we can be able to produce adequately and efficiently. But if you don't have stable electricity, tell me for the industrial area we're gonna have problems. That's why we don't. That's why like we don't have a good factories. Uh, we don't have like for the medical areas. Even if you have like like the facility, you have the machines. If you don't have stable electricity, you won't be able to run these machines. So that's how important like electricity is. And for a country like Liberia, that where in almost like 1/2 of the country's population should be able to have stable electricity, but it's contrary. So that's very important.
Martin, do you
And
have any
also,
other question?
and
Yeah.
also, and also, if we look at economic growth, electricity is very important for economic as well, because like
So
for railways, for like street lights. Now, like the Monrovia is very dark, so like you notice that by 7 o'clock, people are already getting ready to go home because there's no electricity. And electricity also help to improve security. Even if you don't have like security officers, with electricity, you can be able to combat like robbery and other stuff because people can be easily identified when the place is clear.
we will go to the live and then read the comments, and then I'll go to Mazin if Mazin had any question. Then I will come back and ask my question. Then we can be able to ask the last one of question. Also, sorry, Moana Kone. Our code Moana is in Liberia. He's also fighting to come on, but it seems to be that the system is giving some problem, knowing for the way that we Liberia internet issue is a serious problem. Moana is also an honor graduate student at the United Methodist University. So hope that he will come up, but he's still fighting. He can make it, you know. So we have Miss Marilyn Saki. He said, "Great job, guys." And Flomochi Kalapli is saying, "Glad to see you, my own Wilfred Saki." Earlier, I read that comment, this comment, and also Miss Marilyn Saki is saying, "I'm really proud of you, son. And I don't know, with is that just mom or your
Yeah, I
aunt?
think that's my mom. That's my mom.
Okay, so she's also watching the live, and I know she must also be
Thank you for
proud.
putting on.
Something, yeah, she's
Thank you for
also
putting on.
following. And so, Mazin, we'll come back to you so that you can be able to ask your question and any comment you have to make them before I can be able to answer whether or there's a question I want to ask. I don't know if I can, but you can come in.
So, okay, I just want to ask Wilfred, like, it's possible that whatever you study has an importance in the society, or maybe on your country, or maybe other country in general, being general. Now, I want to ask Wilfred, looking at places like, let's say, communication, security, in terms of technology innovation, is there any role you guys being electronics and electrical engineer? Is there any role you guys are playing in places like security, technology innovation, and that of communication? Are there any role being played by people like electronics and electrical engineers?
Of course, like you just talk about security. So we have CCTV cameras. CCTV cameras are all the CCTV camera fall under electronics. That's an electronic device. You understand? So it's being used in the security sector. You understand? And when you talk about communication, bro, today we have been able to beat geographical hindrances, and today like you can stay connected to anyone at any part of the world or anywhere in the world wirelessly. That's technology. That's electronics. And you just talk about innovation, bro. Like we have today, we have like medical diagnosis and treatment. We have machines that are used for medical diagnosis and treatment. And let me tell you something: electrical and electronics engineers are equipped with the skill and practical knowledge to develop innovative solutions to be able to tackle or combat real world problems. That's why we are very important. Now, you talk about innovation. Look at the industrial areas. Today, with technology, we are able to have like efficient production. The quality of our goods have has increased because of technology. And today we are able to compete on both local and that of international markets because one goods are being produced efficiently and 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 quality goods have been produced, you'll be able to compete on both local and international markets. So technology is very important. And if you talk about like agriculture, technology is also important for agriculture. The adoption of technology in agriculture has improved sustainable farming techniques. The adoption of technologies has improved productivity. The adoption of modern technology has also improved food security, making sure that they have nutritious food, making sure that they have safe food. So it's very
Wow.
important.
So with the before we can, I know I will soon be leaving, but this whole issue of improving science education, like you said. I mean, you mentioned your statement. Learning in Liberia is like the same thing. I mean, almost the same in theoretical aspect, but in the practical aspect. You- are you hoping of Liberian having a better education system where we can be able to have a very good lab environment? For example, if someone is studying civil engineering or electrical engineering, we should have a workspace wherein everything you design or discussing, student improving our research skill. We are you praying on having a country like that? Do you think we're gonna have a country like this?
Like wait 1 minute. Let me work out. Let me go to a very suitable area. I'll
Okay,
respond to you.
s- okay. So guys, we're very facing a little bit technical issue. So if you are just tuning in, this is Science and Society, and we will soon be leaving. You know, we're gonna take the last batch of caution. will soon be leaving. It was very good day school. We always here on Tuesday and Friday with this platform is actually is a science platform bringing librarians who are also for the country that they can
Can you
be able
come again
to.
with? Can you come again? Can you come again with the question?
Yeah, so I was saying, are you hoping of? Do you think we'll have a library where we're going to have a better education system like countries like Turkey, China? Do you
Of
really think we're gonna have?
of course, bro. Of course, but it requires hard work, bro. It requires investment. You know,
So
citizens. We the citizens. Okay, I'm listening.
the issue, yeah, they because I'm speaking from the same point of view. Other people on the other hand are saying, look, I know there's people on the other hand say science is not important. Every time someone's people do or biology, chemistry, physics, or even I know of an electrical engineer who is also a teacher. A country where you have people selling engineering courses, sometimes they just send them to the classroom, even though the classroom is something that is good, but these people are not being placed properly to where they are to be, they need to be because you need to be to an area where they should be able to improve. So what's your take on this? Is it a reality, and how do you think we can be able to improve, we can be able to invest into STEM education as a country?
Now, for us to invest into STEM education, now this is one of the methods by creating awareness on STEM, by encouraging students to get involved with STEM courses, and also be able to provide like some of the methods they can use to combat their challenges. But before going further, like the government has to be involved fully. The government has to be involved in the development or the establishment of technical schools. You know, where we can be able to like how can I say, we can be able to divide the education system where students who are interested in the STEMs can only deal with the STEM courses like math, physics, science, like math, physics, chemistry, and other science related courses. And students who are interested in arts do arts. And then we can be able to look at our curriculum to be able to make our curriculum advance for the sciences. Like you see, like I always make reference to East African countries. If you look at East African countries curriculum, you will know that students in East Africa are doing better than students from Nigeria because their curriculum is advanced. I couldn't even believe that students from East Africa were doing calculus in high school, calculus one and two, differential calculus, integral calculus in high school. But when I got there, I started rubbing shoulders with other students from East Africa, from other countries. I got to know that our system is very weak. Because imagine someone from high school already knows differential calculus, he already knows integral calculus. Come on, what are we talking about? So if the government can be able to invest in the establishment of technical schools, the establishment of science laboratories, so that our students can get involved into the sciences fully. But right now, like we don't even have like laboratories to be able to conduct like experiments. You see, in order to build the system, we need we need to have how do you call it, apparatus to be able to conduct our experiments and research as well. So if
So
government can invest in the establishment of modern laboratories, technical schools, where students can be able to see and get exposed to these things, then our system will get better. But until then, we just have to keep managing. Because even in high school, like some of our experiments were done using like substitute materials because they didn't have like the real materials to be able to conduct the experiment properly. So we just had to use like substitute materials.
I'll go to Madison for the last batch of question. Madison going to ask his question, and then I'll come back to you to ask my last question so that we can be able to call it a day. But I'll read the comment. Those of the people who Eric is saying I'm following, veteran, and Melvin Kamara is saying great job. We have Kingston Sai saying well noted, Budi, great thought and ideas. And Keystone side, I believe in also watching from the barracks or April, an academician, also an April officer. And Brenda Vocal is saying, well done, guys. And she's also following. And so we have Joa Blackie is saying, I'm proud of you, brother. May God, may yeah, brother, may grace keep, may the grace of God keep pushing you. So we keep folks. Thank you for staying with us, and we advise that you keep sharing in the live video as much as you can. And I'll go to Mazin to ask his last question. And probably I will come back to Wilfred to ask my last question.
So okay, Mohammed, I think I have a last question. I mean, I have a question for Wilfred. That will be my last question. Wilfred, you are combining both electrical engineering and that of electronics, and I'm not into
Yes.
what you are doing. And looking at the kind of coursework you are going through, is there any link with having or maybe obtaining an extraordinary knowledge outside of the field of electricity or electrical engineering? Maybe, for instance, you may mention that you are combining both electronic devices and that of electricity to work with. Now,
Hmm.
take into consideration, maybe I may just go to maybe a bar, maybe a club, and I'll see a kind of device rating up, welcome. And in that device, you see light, you see beautiful colors, you see this kind of how do you call it, design all over the place. Now, I
Hmm.
am of the conviction that that was brought into existence by both electricity and that of electronics. So now, are
Hmm.
there any other extra skill you guys obtain? Maybe like maybe things like computer programming and so forth. Are there any
Now,
other extra
thank
skill
you.
linked to combining these courses?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, for what you just mentioned, that is programmed. That's what like during my first semester, I had to learn programming. I learned to code in C, so I can program in C. So sometimes before we develop these devices, we use components and we program them. Like those things are being run on something called microprocessor. So the microprocessor serves as the brain behind those things. So we read codes that the computer understands, and then once the computer understands, because we read codes that the computer understands, and then store it on the microprocessor. So we have something we call IDE. It's called International Development Environment. We use that application to do our coding, to do our programming. So we read the code and then store it on the microprocessor, and then the microprocessor keep it and then send it to the sensors. So what happens, like, the sensors get signal from outside and then send to what you want to work. Like maybe we have motor, we have a sensor. So like if the sensor receives signals, it sent it directly to the microprocessor, and the microprocessor receives the signal, interpret it, and then send to the motor. So if you tell like the microprocessor, say whenever someone press this button, the button is the sensor now. Once you press the button, the microprocessor receive that signal and then interpret it and send to the motor. And then whenever you press the button, the motor will come. So we use like coding programming to do that. We use programming to do that. So I have knowledge on programming. I can program in C.
Any other follow-up question, Marcy?
No, no, no. I'll reserve for now, and then I'll make a comment at the closing section concerning the issue about students who want to come to Turkey during January when the scholarship, how you call it, link is up, and then we will have more detail on
Yeah, but
that. But that will be
I
done
think
at the closing section.
I think you can do it now because I'll go to Wilfred for a final closing, and that
Okay,
and
so
you're gonna be.
if that's the case, then let me make my final statement. Mohammed, earlier on you made a statement concerning the issue about us having a forum wherein we will invite, I mean, we will have to provide knowledge to students back who having the dream of coming to Turkey also to forward their education. I think I had an idea and I thought of sharing with you as our boss on this platform. So normally the issue about the Turkish scholarship program, the link comes or the official link comes or in January. So my idea is I want us to have like early next month. I want us to take one of the section as just an information section to provide information to people who want to come to Turkey, and that would be much important. And then in that case, we can invite all of our friends around, all of the Liberian students in Turkey who have been here, who have had an experience to share their experience with students in Liberia who want to come to Turkey. So in a nutshell, I'm proposing to you as our boss that we need to take one of our section as an information section here, maybe by early next month.
So I mean, the thing about it is that I think it's the same thing I'm saying, but I think we don't have to use it on the science society time. So we use maybe on a weekend like that, on a Saturday and Sunday, where someone on a Saturday, because normally we have this particular time reserved for just for science and society, but the platform is available so we can be able to use the platform on the various pages. We can also share on the various pages, be able to share to our personal Facebook handle so that we can be able to have it on a special day like Saturday and or Sunday like that, or any other day we want to. So it should be planned, and I don't know which month will be that we want to discuss that in our private inbox so that we can be able to come up with a particular date and inform students, because this thing about people studying, there are a lot of misconception, misinformation about getting scholarship now in Liberia. People share with me every day. They spend money. Some people pay money. It doesn't have to be only Turkey. We have other scholarship out there. I
Like
think
also
one
like
of
the Chinese government
yeah,
scholarship too. I think.
yeah, we have the Chinese government scholarship. There will be a time we'll bring some colleagues also from China and also
And
Turkey
also
and
like I think Hungary too,
Germany.
Hungary government scholarship.
Yeah, so they're going to come on so that they can be able to share their experiences with us. But the particular day you say magazine will be reserved for the Tokyo scholarship. So those of the people who are watching this live, they can also keep watching this page. We'll post the information on the flyer for the information session, like you said, whether or not for the Tokyo scholarship, which is one of the obligation of us as a Tokyo scholar. We sign for it, sign up for it, something that we need to do as an ambassador to our people in our country, educating them, because there are a lot of misconception. People are even got information that people even take money from people to do application and stuff like that. Sometimes people don't can even win a scholarship. At the end of the day, they have to bring the scholarship, and this is a scholarship that is totally free. You don't have to pay money for it. All you have to do is that
Yeah,
just
it's
go on
free.
the website, read, yeah, read the information and the criteria. If you fit in that particular criteria, you have your documents is submit to the system. Some of us didn't know anyone, same as Wayfair. And on that webinar, I'll also discuss some further opportunity in Turkey. I was also fortunate to also benefit from the Turkey, something in Turkey we call the Turkey Tubitak project, which I think my team is also striving to also benefit from. These projects, most of the time, benefited people who benefit from the Turkish Tubitak project are people who are master students. So I'm also going to be using this platform to also tell people on how they can also get it once they're in Turkey here, and though negative, because people just discuss the good thing about the country, they also don't discuss the negativity, because we have this is an information session. We'll also be telling you some of those things that are very difficult that you also find difficult when you're in Turkey. We're not going to lie to you, but even though you are fighting for opportunity, so we're going to be giving you some of the things we encounter what we encounter here currently, and also the those things that you can do to be able to get more benefit from your education. So we'll do that in the coming months. I think the coming month we'll discuss that as we move forward.
So
Martin, you have any other addition again?
yeah, like I just want to add on, like you rightly said. I mean, actually learning here in Turkey has further advantage for the Tupita project you just spoke of. When you come here as a science student, I think that there is a way in which you can benefit from the Tupita project. Like for me, currently, by tomorrow, I made an application for one of the Tupita project. I'll be basically on how you call it, life science, basic life science, and that'll be in bioinformatics. It will be a 3 day training shop. I mean, a training program that will be basically in bioinformatics, which I will be joining by tomorrow, and I hope to get a lot from that. So these are some of the advantages in learning in Turkey here. So
Yeah,
for for for
Yeah, you can come in, Martin. You can come
yeah.
in.
So what I'm trying to say is that during the information section, we will have to provide more clarity, clearing out some of the misconceptions about people coming in Turkey to study, and then all of the advantages, those of what we are, how you call it, we are benefiting from currently. We can share with some of our colleagues back home to be impressed in coming here. So tomorrow I'll be joining a 3 day workshop, basically involving informatics, and I wish to learn a lot from that.
We hope to get some information for him from that workshop. And yeah,
I'm also hoping.
the Tupita project, for those of you who doesn't know, is a Turkish Science Academy. Recently I was in Liberia, and so we have this project. You won't believe it. It was a project that also made me to raise up my ticket to go to Liberia. And the reason is the project is something that is very much good because it put you under pressure to have publication as a master or graduate student. And so something that this platform also will support research. And so the Turkey Science Academy is something that you also encounter. You go on conferences, you interact those Turkey scientists, big scientists in Turkey that have been winning some award. Some of them almost at the gateway, almost at maybe 20 feet away or 10 feet away from winning a Nobel, becoming a Nobel laureate. It's something that you can also interact with some of those people when you go for conferences as a scientist, as an emerging science student. And I mean, it's actually a good thing. You're gonna get a research experience. Like me now, I'm working a whole lot. Like today, my project will be ending by May, June. My Twitter project will end by June. I'll be saying go back to Twitter because I should be graduating. So I'm under the pressure of ending certain kind of if I don't end this work, even my colleagues who are in the lab, they're not going to benefit because they find that I should be able to give report to Twitter and they're going to turn the project over to people who are already coming after me in the lab. So I have to work overtime to get result and it make you to be innovative. It's something that we hope that Liberia can be like some of these people. These people, I sometimes get confused that they don't have the kind of resources that we have, but how they are raising those money to be able to sponsor students into research into other areas. Like we're now, I mean, 2 or 3 years from now, 5 years from now, we even if we refer us to stay in Turkey to do masters, ain't gonna be into a whole lot of opportunity because science is in Turkey is very important to them. They look at science to be something that in the next future they want also gonna benefit and hope that Liberia will further soon. We're gonna learn this knowledge and go back to Liberia to give back to our country. And so we'll see you on Friday. Friday we'll be here with two other young guys. They're gonna be here again. Lynchview, Remy in Kenya gonna be here, and also Pade gonna be here. Or they're gonna be here to Joseph Pade gonna be here from Forabe University in Sierra Leone. They're gonna be here to discuss their own perspective in their area of study. Two of them gonna be on this platform to share some knowledge. Today actually, to we're gonna have two guests on this show. Mohammed is kind of busy with his so he can come on from Chugova University. Hope that there are other guys. I think I met a girl who also on this Twitter project. She's a librarian. She into cancer research. She's gonna come on sometime. A librarian student also here. She also gonna come and trying to grab us sometime. The thing about I keep saying on this platform, I'm under pressure every day. I have to. This is something we do for country. I have to myself, everyone. We have to set our lesson, and we have to keep this platform going. And keeping this platform going, you need a guest every day. How can you get those guests? And one of the shortcomings on this platform that I see to people every day is the issue of getting a guest that is a female. Sometimes you get to the female inbox, the fee that you want to get to them because you want to approach them because you are a kind of young guy, and by the time they see your profile on Facebook or LinkedIn, they start to bluff you as something like that. And I want to this is a wake up call for every female that are watching this platform. If you are watching, whether you're in China, you're in America, or you in Liberia, once you're into science, come on. The other day we hosted Yaman Davis was here. She's into IT. She was also here. We hosted Fatimata Kaba. Kaba was here from America. She was a bachelor of science degree in physics and data science. She was also here to share her knowledge. Same as Wilfred. Wilfred is here. Nothing. We're not killing anyone here, but what we do, we're promoting you because we feel that people who are out there watching this platform, the this platform is also bringing racing, the next librarian racing stars, the next librarian, or you could be the next librarian Lauren in your area, Nobel Lauren in your area. Maybe you have a kind of aspiration like Madison, who want to win the next Nobel Lauren in molecular biology. So we can bring you on. It's not this platform is for every science student, and we hope that we're going to keep it going like this. On Friday we'll have the two young gentlemen. They're going to be here. One person from Kenya and one person from Sierra Leone for a big college. Yes, for a big university, something like that. I'm going to get the name of that university because I've never been there before. But Joseph going to tell me, and also Lynchby is from Mount Kenya University. They're going to be here to share their experiences. And if you are out there watching, I'm also sorry, I'll call you Moana. Joseph Sa in Uganda, they was not able to join us today. Moana is in Liberia, always in Liberia. We hope that the other female, Stephanie Gibson, uh, Darius Booker, why the other female, they're also going to join. And before Mazi, maybe probably you can come on Friday. I think on Tell, not Friday, before Friday. There's a group of students who reached me from the AMU University. The AMU University is into their student, they are student politics, science students doing their politics, the biology students. So they reach out to me. They want to use our platform to be able to, because they feel that most of their colleagues are watching. So I said, okay, we're not going to use the regular time of the Science Society show, even though it's a politics, but it's related to science. It's about science students. So you guys gonna come on and we're gonna discuss it the science way, ask you questions. You're gonna be able to tell us what are the things you're gonna be doing for your colleagues at the university, at the AME University. They're gonna come on, and people who also on the other side, if you have not been reaching us, you can come on. We're gonna give you the time to come on. Also, this platform is for everyone, but as for it is only one star reach out. So I didn't know about it. They reached me and I said, okay, we're gonna give you the time. We're not into politics, but we'll give you the time so that you can speak with your audience, because Friday, I think Thursday or something like that, Friday will be the election. So I say, okay, but then we can be here to have it. So if you have the time, you can also come on magazine. But if you don't have, don't worry, this is not what you signed for. I think you signed for Tuesday and
So
Friday.
let me ask a question concerning that, Mohammed. I want to ask a question concerning that. So I did not get the date right. When will it be?
Today is Tuesday. It will be on not Thursday. It will be on Wednesday because they said to me Wednesday night, the night of Wednesday, they want to have it. But it's gonna be very late. Maybe we're gonna have it by 8:30, 8:30 or 9 o'clock Liberian time. Something just 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. We're gonna be done with it because it's not something that is long. Just statement we want from them. They want to deliver to their audience, and their friends gonna be watching. They want to use our platform. We say okay, you can go ahead. So I
So
mean, I'll
if it
hope.
is around if it is
Yes.
around 8 o'clock or maybe 9 o'clock, there'll be no problem. I can join you in hosting then.
Okay. So I'll go back to Wilfred. Wilfred, librarians are watching. Like I said to you, we welcome to the platform. This is your first time. We'd like to say welcome. Thank you for coming, and it was actually a good time having you uh, as a young, promising Liberian. We hope that Liberia, we know, we pray and hope, and we're praying for this Liberia will benefit a lot from you. And we all are young people. We know that we know your potential. We know what you can do even back home, checking your record back home in Liberia, and we know that you're gonna 2 years from now you're gonna be graduating with a Bachelor of Science in electronic and electrical engineering. And Liberian students are watching. You have little or a lot of people watching even after this video, after this live. People who gonna come in contact with this video, they're gonna be watching this live on YouTube. We're also screening live on YouTube. People also wanna be watching this video. It take 20 years from now. Why is your message to Liberian students that are watching to motivate your colleagues who are out there? And also, why is your message to the government into the improvement of science education, and also what is your improvement to even the Liberian students who have the dream of coming to study abroad, and what are some of the measures that you have of them in general?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity again. Uh, I want to say thank you so much for such an inspirational program. You know, my message out to Liberian students is that you know you people should keep striving, don't get tired, keep working, keep being determined, and keep putting in more time. You know, because education is not something it's not something cheap. And it's not something that should be taken lightly. So if you want to be an academician, you should be willing to give your time. Sometimes challenges may arise on the way, but you should be resilient to be able to withstand these challenges. You understand? So keep striving, keep going. One day you're gonna get there. If you don't get there, don't stop going. Keep going. So, and my message out to the Liberian government is to pay keen attention to the education system. There are Liberian students out there who are willing, who are determined, who are longing for educational opportunities, but they don't get them. You understand? So I want the government to invest in the education system, invest in scholarships, so that those students out there who are wanting to get educated, most especially tertiary education, can have the opportunity to get educated. So let the government invest in education, also invest in technical schools, also invest in laboratories, because laboratories are very important. They are very essential for for most especially the STEM area. You understand? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So
Thank you so
that's it.
Thank you so much, Wilfred Saki. Before we can take your leave of Wilfred, I would like to say Khalifa, my own uncle Khalifa B. Kamara is watching. Uh, Dr. Jenton Hyde, the president of the Salvation Army Polytechnic University, is also watching. He said, thanks, guys. One of our support system here. And he has been promoted as the president of the Salvation Army Polytechnic University in Liberia, trying to rebrand this university. Hope that we'll have him on some day so that he can be able to tell us some of the things that we hope to see at the university. Even though it's a private university, but the name is, it looks so technical, it looks so scientific, Polytechnic University, so that we can be able to have him so that he can tell us some of the things. But yeah, been actually a good time being here. It was a good show. Those of you who joined us across Liberia, I mean, talking about Morovia, some of you who joined us, our friends that joined us from China, friends that joined us from the US and other places. We'd like to say thank you for watching. We'll be here on Friday again. And we also encourage Wayfair, if you want to join us Friday, you can also join. We'll
Okay,
encourage you
bro.
to join us,
I'll
one
try.
of our panelists.
I'll try.
Uh, yeah,
I'll try.
because we have a lot of young people on, and Clayton is saying we just been joined by Clayton Pekwe. Clayton is saying I'm following religiously. Comrade Clayton is watching us from South Africa. We hope that we're also going to have Clayton. Maybe we're going to catch him on Friday too. I'm hoping because I sent him test Clayton. You can check your inbox. Then we're going to have a full house. Maybe TD person going to be here, or TD young guys. They're going to be here to share their knowledge. Thank you so much, and it was actually a good show. Madison, do you have anything to say before we can leave?
I just want to appreciate Wilfred once again for coming, and it was a nice discussion and also a nice session having Wilfred as one of the young Liberians trying to improve himself and also to be a help to our country tomorrow in terms of what he's learning here. So Wilfred, nice having you, and we hope to meet again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for hosting us. Right?
Thank you,
So,
and
Mohammed, I want to say thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very much grateful for the opportunity. At least like program like this is very important because at least like it gives us the opportunity to be able to expose our potential and also be able to improve ourselves and also improve our or increase our confidence. So it's a very important program. And once again, it was a very inspirational experience. I'm inspired. Honestly, I'm truly inspired.
and
Thank you very
most
much.
importantly, mommy was able to see you again after some years
Yeah,
discussing
yeah.
your
Thank you.
career. Thank you,
Thank you so
and
much.
she said thank you, God. It was a great time, and she sent a comment, and I'm so happy that mommy was able to see you again after some years discussing
Thank you.
science, and it was actually a good time having you. And would like to say, Mom, thank you for following. It's actually good when you doing something great and your parents are watching you. Is something that is so good. Hope my mom is also on the internet. Sometimes she just bomb me so some of this video, and she just sit and watch, and sometimes she's asking me, I guess what's wrong on a video and you're discussing. I'm like, but we always there
We
on
are
Tuesday
always
and
doing
Friday.
this.
We always doing this, so so they are very very supportive though, and prayerful, praying for us every day. Something is actually work to do. They actually have a great role to play in our life, and so we have a lot of guys. Comments are still coming. Hussein saying, "Thank God, my brother," and Clayton Pekwe, the former dues of the University of Liberia, saying,
Solid
"Malesin
queen.
Bono." Yeah, he said, you are the man. Thank you for coming on today." And he said, sending greeting to everyone in studio. So he's also one of our supporter, and he's also one of us, one of our brother who stay busy with a lesson. Hope that we'll catch you on Friday. So thank you guys, and have a good time, and bye bye from my end.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you.
Same.
Thank you,
All right.
Waname. Bye.
Madison. Madison, I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
See you, bro.
Bye
See
bye.
you tomorrow, bro.
Bye bye, guys.
Exactly.
Bye.
I woke up sound and strong this morning. A lot of questions on my mind. Is to you or is it? Do we care? Do we worry about the way this world is going? About the million things I said. Do we dream of another world somewhere nowhere in the sky? Do we wanna keep surviving, surviving? What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? Stay alive, we must listen, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share, we must share. For a while, one must say, the state of where is mine, the state of where is mine. And now every action say every day, no one wants to be weak. What's the price for the strong? Though we spill on river of blood, I'm right, we say I'm right. If history has taught us no lessons, is that we need to teach our children. Will the rebel be the strongest? What about music? What about children? What about eight steps and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share, we must share. For a while, one must say, the state of where is mine, the state of where is doesn't really matter who you are. Doesn't really matter where you're from. Doesn't really matter what you believe. What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? What about the music? What about children? What about insteps and poverty? Stay alive, we must listen. Stay alive, we must share. For a while, you must say, the state where it's mine. 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 It's mine. The state where it's mine. The state where it's mine.